called of Government of India Act of 1833 or Saint Helena Act of 1833. The company's trade links, even with the China, were also closed down. This act permitted the English to settle freely in India. The Governor General of Bengal was re-designated as Governor General of India and vested him all the civil and military powers. Thus, the country's administration was unified under one control. Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India. It deprived the legislative powers of the governors of the Bombay and Madras, and the Governor General of India was given the legislative powers over the entire British India. The civil and military affairs of the company were controlled by the Governor General in Council. For the first time, Governor General's government was called as Government of India, and the Council was called as Indian Council. With this law, it would increase the number of members of the Governor's Executive Council from 1+3 to 1+4. That extra member is a legal member as per the Act. That is, with this law, it would increase the number 1+3 to 1+4. Executive Council from 3 to 4 and appoint a legal member. As per the Act, the Law Commission was established. The first chairman of the Law Commission was Lord Macaulay. For independent India, first Law Commission chairman was M.C. Setalwad. The present Law Commission chairman was B.S. Chauhan. 21st Law Commission chairman was B.S. Chauhan. The laws made under the previous acts were called as regulations, and the laws made under this act is called as acts. It ended the activities of the East India Company as a commercial body. Now it becomes a purely administrative body. This act first time introduced the system of open competition for Indians for selection of civil service servants. That is, this act for the first time introduced the system of open competition for Indians for selection of civil servants, but it was negated after oppositions from the Court of Directors. The East India Company provided Indians with the first opportunity, that is, abolition of racism in the government employment. On the advice of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, by this law, William Bentinck introduced English education in India in 1835 with the help of Lord Macaulay. So once again, we recap of Charter Act of 1833. The Charter Act of 1833 was passed in the British Parliament, which renewed the East India Company's charter for another 20 years. This was also called as Government of India Act 1833 or Saint Helena Act of 1833. The company's trade links with China were closed down. The company's trade links with China were closed down. The act permitted the English to settle freely in India. The Governor General of Bengal is designated as Governor General of India and vested him all the civil military power. Thus, the country's administration was unified under one control. Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India. It deprived the legislative powers of governors of governors of Bombay and Madras. It deprived the legislative powers of governors of Bombay and Madras, and the Governor General of India was assigned or given the legislative powers of over entire British India. The civil and military affairs of the company were controlled by the Governor General in Council. For the first time, Governor General in government was called as Indian Government or Government of India, and the Council was called as Indian Council. With this law, it would increase the number of members of the Governor's Executive Council for the first time. With this law, it would increase the number of members of the Governor's Executive Council from 3 to 4 and appoint a legal member. With this law, it would increase the number of members of the Governor's Executive Council from 3 to 4 and appoint a legal member. As per the Act, Law Commission was established. The first chairman of the Law Commission was Lord Macaulay. For the independent India, the first Law Commission chairman was M.C. Setalwad. The present Law Commission chairman, 21st Law Commission chairman was B.S. Chauhan. The laws made under the previous acts were called as regulations, while the laws made under this Act is called as Act. It ended the activities of East India Company as a commercial body. Now it is purely an administrative body. This act, for the first time, introduced a system of open competition for Indians. This act for the first time introduced the concept of open competition for the Indians for a selection of civil servants, but this negated the opposition of the court of directors. East India Company provided Indians with the first opportunity, the abolition of racism in the government employment. On the advice of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, by this law, William Bentinck introduced the English education system in India in 1835 with the help of Lord Macaulay. So that is all about the Charter Act of 1833. See, and that is nothing because East India Company 20 years extended and trade links. China closed, permitted to settle down. Governor General, positions, change in the position change in the deprived of legislative powers, centralization, 1+3 1+3 to 1+4 law commission, law member, present law commission, both law acts, regulations. Commercial only administrative body, act for in open competition civil services, but later it has been negated after the oppositions from the court of directors. In East India Company was the first to abolition of racism. Indians in the government employment, and next on the advice of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, with the help of this law, Lord William Bentinck abolished the introduced the English education system in 1835 with the help of Lord Macaulay. So all this comes under the Charter Act of 1833. It's a well-known act, Charter Act of 1833.